My name is Mike or Kubera. We are chatting about personal finance today. This is in relation to after you've made your money with cryptocurrencies. Stay tuned. A lot of people forget about how to safely manage their portfolio. Alrighty, so if you're like me, you came from the American educational system and you're quite devastated. You maybe just made some money or you're on your path to making a lot of money. Great, you're an entrepreneur, welcome to the world. Whatever place you're in your journey, I wish you all the best. Understand that it does get better, but the problems get worse as you go. So it's best to come prepared into this. With cryptocurrencies, a lot of people think it's easy money if they hit it right, but there's gonna be many moments where even if you do make 6, 7, or 8 figures, just as quickly as you can make it, you can lose it. This is coming from an individual where I made over 6 figures in just a couple of months, where last year I had less than $500 when I moved to Poland in my bank account. Suddenly you're living 6 figures, buying Rolexes, champagne, you're traveling all around the world, and then you realize, oh, it's a bear market. You just lost like a Maserati. Boom, it went out the window because you didn't secure your portfolio. Now that's all right if you have more cash to continue your journey with. And with the bear market going back into a bull market, it's been quite incredible. I've seen my Steemit value rise from $6,000 to over $12,000 in just 2 weeks. I've been regaining the funds that I've lost, but with this time around, I understand after viewing other crypto influencers, chatting with other people, there's one particular lesson that I forgot from my childhood. I remember when I was 16, 17, 18, I was watching a lot of videos on what to do with your wealth after you've attained it. Now at that point, there was moments where I was able to attain a couple $1,000s really quick, but I'd spend it. And to me, it wasn't that much. As a 16-year-old, it was the world to me, but I know in reality, I couldn't really do anything with it. I couldn't buy a car, I couldn't do rent. I couldn't be an adult. But once the tables have turned and I was able to create some businesses successfully, unfortunately, when you make money quickly, you forget about your old lessons. Now, life is a great teacher. It's the best one of them all. I mean, I didn't really listen in school. I didn't listen to my parents. I didn't listen to a lot of people. But life has taught me a lot of valuable lessons. A $900 lesson, a $10,000 lesson, a $50,000 lesson. And all those lessons are helping with my skill set, my experience. The further I go into my journey, the better it's getting. Now, as with any entrepreneur, the greater successes you have, the greater failures as well. There's 3 things in particular that you should do, in my opinion, that could help you out with your portfolio. Let's say you just made $100,000. Great. You need to secure that. With cryptocurrencies, a lot of people think, all right, I'm going to hold everything. That is great. Listen, I support crypto. I love Bitcoin. I love Ethereum, but we're still living in a world where most likely you're in the same situation as me. I tried getting my rent paid in Bitcoin. That's not going to happen. I also tried getting other things paid in crypto. When they didn't accept my American Express in Pizza Hut, even though they did have a partnership 2 years before, but they canceled it because business is business, I told them, hey, I can pay you in crypto. They said no. And then reality hit me. Okay, I left my driver's license. I tried giving them my watch, but they're like, bro, you're crazy. I came back the next day and I paid them off. But I realized very quickly that most things are still not really adjusted to the latest changes. And that's fine. Change comes slowly. And for most of you guys, you have come to the realization that you need to cash out some of your crypto. I'm not saying sell everything. I'm just saying that if you make some profit, it's best to cash out a little bit, save up on it, and make sure you're saving it in a safe place where most likely it's earning some interest. One of my favorite things to do with crypto is make more crypto. The way I view it is, let's say with Steemit, I use Minnow Booster or other bots, or I upvote my own posts to make sure that my Steem is creating more steam. You're able to also get a master node set up, so you're creating more Dash, you're creating more whatever coin you have it, right? Let's say you're staking instead of mining. In my personal opinion, that's a little bit more profitable. It's easier, it's safer. You got yourself a Raspberry Pi, cool, you're earning more crypto, you're not really doing anything. To become a millionaire, a lot of people are saying it's the 7 diversified streams of income. That is great. But a lot of people are forgetting when you make money very quickly, that's great because the markets are doing well right now. But what happens in 6 months? You have to think not what happens in the next 6 months, but what happens in the next 5 years. So every time you make over 10 or 15 or 20% profits, you should probably cash out a little bit. My personal advice is this: do not get more credit cards or more credit than you can afford to pay off this month. So that's the first one. The worst ones are, for example, the American Express Platinum, where with a charge card, you're going to get very enticed. Even if you've been paying off your normal credit card every single month, with the American Express or other charge cards, you start thinking to yourself, well, I literally could buy a car right now. Like, what's stopping me from getting a car if I just made $100,000 and pass it 2 months, right? Or maybe $1 million or crazy stuff like that. I've been with people in the club who've been throwing out thousands of dollars. And I asked them, like, yo, how do you do that? Because I've never been in that position where I'm just like, oh, whatever, 2,000. To me, that's kind of stupid, throwing out your money in the club, but everybody has their poison, right? Some people go into drugs, some people go into prostitution, others gamble, whatever it is. Hey, as long as you're able to control it, great. If you're not able to control it, it's time to rip up those charge cards because they're going to screw up with your credit. In general, debt isn't necessarily evil. It's bad for you if you use it wrong. So let's say you have a mortgage on a house, and you know that mortgage on a house is going to be profitable because you brought it in a good location and you're going to be able to easily sell it, or you're doing an Airbnb and you kind of worked out all the math, great. But if you kind of just went in and bought any random house without really thinking about it, yeah, that's not the best. Or if you just bought yourself 3 Rolexes and you're like, well, I'll think how to pay it off next month, you're probably going to be screwed. So make sure your debt is under your control. When you are trading with your crypto or stocks or anything really, as soon as you make some profit, take a little bit out. Save it. Do it on a rain check. So if anything bad happens, you're good. Because there will be emergencies. In business, you may get a lawsuit. You may get screwed. Someone will steal something from you. You may have a rebellious employee. You never know what's going to happen in business or in your personal life. Let's say you break a leg and insurance doesn't cover it, or your girlfriend just got raped, or, I mean, horrible things happen. And hopefully nothing happens to you. Hope for the best, but expect the worst. Only the paranoid survive, so you're prepared. So you got your debt under control. You're making sure to take out a little bit every single month, every week, every 2 months, whatever your schedule is. You have a certain number. It's not just like, oh, I'll save a little bit. Make sure to have definite goals. And the last thing you should do is know yourself, so you know your weaknesses. And if you know you gamble, put a stop to that. Get other people in control of your money. Get a financial advisor. Do something that helps your future. If you're bad with debt, make sure you read on how to properly manage your debt. So you get a good credit score, you're able to get good deals, you're able to use that debt for something that's actually going to create you profit. As soon as you have money, save it and don't spend it on stupid stuff that you don't need. You can do that later, but if you're living off of your savings, not your earnings, you got to cut that up into pieces and invest a little bit more. Always be looking for more opportunities, trying to hustle hard, but understand that hustling itself isn't going to make you rich. How many people do you know that work like 12 hours a day and they're not millionaires? What, you think 14 hours, 16 hours a day is going to make them a millionaire? Probably not. They're going to tire themselves out. They're going to probably literally die after a couple of years of that. They're going to be exhausted. So think ingeniously of what's the next way to make money, but also use multiple streams of income that you currently can rely on. Do not go into high-risk business if you can't afford it. Always go into high-risk business as soon as you have a low-risk business, and use the funds that you've saved and you are able to invest into this high-risk business. My best tip is what I'm currently doing. Unlike a lot of people out there, they're just like, oh, I'll do this, do that. I moved to a different continent because it was cheaper. It's better life here in Poland. Sure, with a bear market, I had to reduce my spending costs. I'm not able to live as luxuriously as I'd like to. But currently, with all my spending costs, it's about $2,000 a month. My rent, my utilities, all that stuff, it's like $1,200, which is kind of nothing in comparison to what a 2-bedroom apartment on a main street in Chicago would be. That'd be like $4,000 in rent. See ya. And if you can't afford that, well, you can always move to something cheaper. The first apartment I had in Poland was $250 a month. And if you want, you can go even cheaper than that. I'm just saying that there's plenty of opportunities in the world. Don't limit yourself. You're going to be just fine. After you earn your crypto, make sure you're saving it properly. You're not spending too much of it. You're not going into debt that you can't afford. And you're not going to be confident that the price is going to rise. There's no guarantee that the price will rise or that the price will decrease today, tomorrow, in a year from now. You have hunches, but only do that with money that you can afford to lose. My name is Michael Cabrera. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day today. Be safe with your money. And once you do have some money, splurge, enjoy life. Have a good one.